Councilman Coleman Young II says it's needed.
We cannot be a thriving city and we have 4-year-old blood shedding the street.
The Detroit City Council voted 7-1 yesterday to approve the increase from $75 to $250 for the first offense. A second offense will go from $100 to $500. Attorneys for Sean Diddy Combs want a federal judge to release him from jail. They're requesting he be let out on a $50 million bail and allowed to reside in his Miami home ahead of his October 3rd sentencing. And Baltimore City Public School students and children 12 and under can now use their student pass to ride the bus, light rail, and subway services for free. Get BIN News now on demand 24/7 on the iHeartRadio app.
Watch us on Facebook Live. Then hear us on WBOK1230.com. Here we go. The Reality Check on WBOK 1230 AM.
Whoa. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? What happened, bro? What had happened was, y'all right over there?
You know who I'm gonna blame it on.
Not the intern.
Yeah. I'm bringing the volume down. I'm like, hold up, I'm not hearing this, brother. What the?
You couldn't hear me?
No, not until you tap that mic.
The interns don't know they about to get the wrath of Wick. They don't know. They don't know yet.
And see, I'm going to be here early tomorrow, so I'm going.
But you know what has happened though? The power had got knocked off
over here.
I don't know if it got knocked off over here.
I ain't see any.
But I know at the sheriff's office it did. But you know, the sheriff's office has those generators.
Boy, on my way to work, it was a light show.
Yeah, it was a light show. And a bath. Mm-hmm.
Well, I didn't encounter the rain. I didn't encounter the rain real bad.
You didn't?
I encountered rain, but not real bad.
Bruh. It must have been different from where you were coming from because it poured down.
Yeah, on the east, it wasn't like coming up. You could see the rain when you were coming over the high rise. The rain was at the bottom of the high rise.
Bruh.
Saw that, got through that, and then really nothing after that.
Over here, Jesus was talking. He was talking. He was having a good conversation. Mm-hmm.
Jesus was like, let it rain these drops.
Let it rain.
Make it rain, make it rain, make it rain.
Okay. So our internet went down too?
Nah. I'm looking at you on Facebook right now.
Everything went down over here. That's why you couldn't see the microphone, nothing. I just turned it back on. So,
la-di-da.
But anyway, this too we shall overcome.
I hate driving in the rain with these people here.
When what?
I hate driving in the rain with these people here in New Orleans because the minute you get a raindrop on the windshield.
People, I know how much I wish you could see how you sound.
I said these people in New Orleans because there's some of those that just don't know how to drive in the rain.
Are you talking about
the stupid drivers?
They got stupid drivers everywhere though.
Yeah, but the ones here just seem like they're special.
I just think that a lot of folks don't understand the concept behind driving because they've never been in real bad weather before.
But why, when one raindrop hits your windshield, you have to put your emergency lights on? What do you have? What sense does that make, putting your hazard lights on?
So you do know that's against the law.
Oh, very much against the law.
Okay. People be driving with the hazard because they can't see, and they trying to make sure that you see them.
Well, the stupid thing is that if they actually break down and they're sitting there, somebody's going to think, oh, they're moving and plow right into them. Yeah, that will happen.
Why they
Has
think ain't
happened.
moving?
Because, you know, you're supposed to put, if you're stuck in the middle of the road, you're supposed to put your hazards on so that people know to go around you. If you're driving and you have your hazard lights on, that defeats the purpose. Because if you break down and you put your hazard lights on, some idiot might think, oh, they're still driving, even like it might be raining. Oh, they're driving in the rain with their hazard lights on when they're really stopped and then get plowed into.
Okay. You put a little bit too much effort in that one.
No,
so
but because
just, you know.
that's a pet peeve of mine. Big time.
Really? You don't
Very
say.
big.
You don't say.
Trigger topic.
Really? Really? We need to have a conversation. I need to call Victor Sims.
That's a trigger topic.
I'm sorry. No, ma'am. No, sir. All right, then. Yeah, you put a lot of effort in that one. I just want to give you an A for that.
Because I've had a lot of years to think about it.
You don't say.
Yes. That's how long these people have been doing that. They drive fools like
Really
fools
now?
around here.
Okay.
Around her.
Around her.
Around her.
All right, then. Yes, indeed. Whew. You finished? Or you got some more? You got some more? Let me know.
I'm done.
No. Get it all out while you
done.
can. Go
I'm
ahead.
done.
You sure?
Positive.
Because I don't want you to come back later on. Let me tell you this too.
And speaking of the Orange Cretin,
Oh,
I'm
see,
going to eat out.
see? That's what I'm talking about. Yes, indeed.
Bro, what are you doing?
Turning the internet back on.
Oh, turning it.
Had to reset it.
Oh.
Because it wasn't picking up.
The interns did it.
Yeah. We'll blame it on them. See? Boom. There we go. We're back up. All you got to do is know how to
It's up.
Oh, baby. Stick it straight up. Straight up. So I got to ask you,
What's happening?
have you and Donna done this? Let her do the Nicki Minaj pose.
The what?
The Nicki Minaj pose.
What? In the
She actually is on one leg with the other leg across there, like she's sitting on something with her legs crossed, but there's nothing behind her.
Oh, that's what that nonsense is?
Yeah, have y'all done it?
No.
Donna don't want to do it.
I mean, we're adults. We don't partake.
You see how many adults are trying it?
You sure they're adults?
Oh, you got to see the one on Facebook with the girl that's trying it, and her man is taking all this Viagra. So you can imagine what she's sitting on. It's funny.
And Donna, ask Donna to do something like that, she's gonna be like, "Yeah, right." It's like I've got better things to do in my life.
Yeah, it's Donna. That's about Trey.
People are just suckers for anything. Oh, it's a challenge. We gotta do it. Just like they got well, we used to call it back in the day, Ninja Knock.
The what?
Ninja Knock. Knock, ditch.
Knock, knock.
Where they ring your doorbell and run, and you come to the door.
Oh no, I don't think we do that today.
Yeah, some kids almost got killed
Yeah.
the other night doing that craziness. Some challenge that they came up with. I'm
They
like,
still
man,
doing it?
I'm
You
not
said
sure if
you
they're doing
used
it.
to do it. They still doing it?
Yeah, they still do it. I just saw a video the other day. 2 white kids almost got killed by this white man. Came out there with his gun was about to blast them. Because the getaway car that they were in broke down in front of the house when he was trying to get away.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and it was like 2:00 in the morning. So you know somebody was real PO'd.
Come to my house with that mess at 2:00 in the morning.
Oh, I'm gonna let Maxie out on you. Let her tell you a new butthole.
Okay. You were really on graphic today, aren't you? Triggers and tearing buttholes, and what else should we look forward to today's show?
I still have the video of red bottoms. Nah, I ain't hit your trigger spot. Look at you, turning red.
Were you surprised? Did you watch it?
I ain't watched the whole thing. I wanted to be surprised just as everyone else was when they listened to it.
I was more so looking at this and just saying to myself, as the president of the city council, for you to be acting so much like a little girl, that's the part that just made me go, there is something really wrong here with the way that folks are looking at business being done by a leader of this city, and how that person is supposed to be conducting business and does not. That's the part that scares me. And for us to sit back and try to cheerlead that just because you want it to be your way. Look, everybody should understand something. You're not going to get 100% your way in today's society. Not 100%. You might get it once or twice, but not all the time. You shouldn't be thinking that you are.
I mean,
but the privilege that is coming out of this mess about this contract, or this privilege that is coming out of who you think is supposed to be the next mayor, city council person, police chief, or whoever. These folks are out of their mind.
good Lord, I done triggered the man. So you want some further triggering? Here's the video.
The video.
Hello, New Orleans. Before I start this video, I want to reiterate something I said a little while ago. That I would not use these
look on your
videos or this
face.
platform to weigh in on the mayor's race
Mic is
with
off.
a caveat. That
Mic is off.
caveat being that if someone makes their race a referendum on the work this city council has done, I am required to respond. As the president of your New Orleans City Council, my job is to represent and to speak for the work we've done and to not let candidates throw rocks, hide hands, and do sneak disses. It appears another candidate has decided to meet me here. And I really believe a public statement requires a public response. So let's see who the lucky contestant is.
We have city council leadership and a mayor who can't get in a room to do their job. And where does it end up? It ends up in the courtroom. We're talking about issues about trash pickup for the past year, and we can't move into the future because of issues of lack of transparency and lack of trust.
Huh, that's interesting. I mean, I know that Senator Duplessis is in Baton Rouge doing things, but you would think he would have paid attention to this trash controversy. I don't want to rehash it, so link to the video below, but suffice to say, the mayor and Mr. Henry have waged a war for over a year to get this guy a contract no matter what. And that has culminated with the mayor manufacturing a fake emergency to pay Mr. Henry $2.1 million more than this current contractor for less work. You would think someone running for mayor would care about how money's being misappropriated, would care about the mayor in one breath saying that we have a $70 to $100 million deficit, and in another overpaying someone for less work. But I guess he doesn't care about how your money's spent, but he wasn't done.
We have a city council and we have a mayor that has an inability to get in a room and work out a deal. That's a problem. I work in Baton Rouge every day with people I disagree with on issues. And this city council needs to do a better job working with the mayor to work out our issues.
Seriously? It appears that Senator Duplessis thinks that the council is the problem in the city of New Orleans. Now, I mean, it's kind of interesting because I think that every poll, every conversation in the city revolves around the council stepping into the leadership vacuum left by our absent mayor, who more often than not isn't even in the city of New Orleans. I hate to do this, but I think that Senator Duplessis needs a history lesson on what this council has done for the people of the city of New Orleans. Let's take some low-hanging fruit. Gordon Plaza. The Gordon Plaza controversy. The previous council had to set aside tens of millions of dollars because the mayor wouldn't pay the residents. The current council had to spend a year Vice President Moreno and I sat on the Gordon Plaza Task Force for a year fighting the mayor who kept lowballing the residents, trying to give them pennies on the dollar, until we ultimately forced the mayor, the city attorney, and their high-paid lawyers to hire an actual appraiser who got those residents paid what they are owed. Link below. I mean, let's talk about schools. I mean, I haven't heard anything from Senator Duplessis on schools, but what it comes down to is the city council is still fighting the mayor to get the schools paid what they owed. We negotiate a settlement between the schools, the Cantrell administration, and the council to pay and settle a settlement to settle the school board's ongoing crisis. Despite the fact that judges have ruled against the mayor, she still won't pay these kids. And I mean, that's unconscionable. Another one that you're all very familiar with, because it's something I've spent the last 3 years consumed with, which is the council fighting the mayor and her sewage and water board to make sure that we fix the bills and deal with substantial sewage and water board reform. And I mean, you would think, no, wait a second. Actually, Senator Duplessis is actually pretty well versed on sewage and water board, because Representative Duplessis actually tried to kill the first bill to reform sewage and water board and the bill we were trying to do to lower your bills.
We are effectively giving the city council regulatory authority over the sewage and water board when we still have a sewage and water board, and we have not, discussed how the sewage and water board and the city council will work together, or how they will work together at all. So I think that's a real concern that we have to address. Rep. Hilferty, you mentioned, Vice Chair Hilferty, I'm sorry, you mentioned that this bill just gives them a role. I tend to disagree with that statement, because not only does it give them a role with billing, pursuant to the amendment, it says clearly that the city council may reduce or modify any bill received by a customer and may establish an appeals process. Now, I do see the language under there that says procedures established by the city council shall be uniform as to prevent any special treatment as it relates to bill modification. But my concern, as I expressed to you prior to committee, is that this language, what will prevent a city council just from simply saying, okay, we have bill reduction authority, so you know what? Part of our job is being popular, so we're going to just reduce everybody's bill. Mm-hmm. What prevents us from doing that in this bill?
Is that all your questions for now?
That's just one question, but no, it's not.
Would you like that question answered?
Yes.
Okay, number one, I think that if you read those two lines completely, the purpose is to have uniform billing and uniform ability to lower or increase bills. According to the Sewage and Water Board, and citing those bills I recently read to y'all, the $39,000 bill, the $29,000 bill, the Sewage and Water Board has repeatedly told customers, our authority to reduce bills is limited to cutting them in half. So the reason why that language is there is that if you have an erroneous bill from the Sewage and Water Board for tens of thousands of dollars, and you know that bill is wrong, according to the Sewage and Water Board, its only authority is to cut the bad bill in half, and you get to pay half the bad bill or get on a payment plan. The purpose of going through a process of establishing how bills can be lowered is because the Sewage and Water Board, according to itself, lacks that authority to enter into final settlements. You have between 17,000, maybe higher, of currently disputed bills. The idea would be that if we can create a uniform process through which individuals could appeal beyond the Sewage and Water Board hearing officer, who's an employee of the Sewage and Water Board, there would be a process through which they could get relief, which could result in final settlements. As far as the last comment, as a former legislator, I would argue that governors have made that argument for years. The legislature could lower sales tax tomorrow, and you guys would be the most popular people in the entire state of Louisiana. You would never do that because it's fiduciarily irresponsible. And I think that as a council, I only speak for this council, we are pretty reasonable and not fiduciarily irresponsible people, and we would never arbitrarily lower bills for popularity. I think that's kind of a knock people do on politicians on a regular basis. And if you believe that giving legislative organizations the authority to provide relief to people will lead to abuse, I think that argument can be made against the legislature on a daily basis, because you have tremendous authority to increase and lower bills and do the like, but you don't, because that's irresponsible, and the council would not do that.
And I would just ask that it be reported with amendments and also recommitted to local and municipal.
Okay, Representative Hilferty has already made a motion
Okay.
to approve favorable.
Okay, well,
Come on to me. All right. What a putz. I can go to another couple of names. Jackass. Donkey of the day. You still got donkey over there? You still got the donkey over there? How can somebody that started out with such potential end up just being a fool? I mean, just wear a dunce hat, sitting in such a powerful position and calls himself a city leader. A powerful position. And you have done nothing except show, I just think, a tainted process for everything that's black.
Well, I couldn't find Jack, but I do have.
Not right now.
Not right now?
Not right now.
All right.
Not right now. Because I'm actually going to go through this this timeline of the French Quarter trash contract crisis, which, you know, he seems to be making these videos. I don't know if somebody told him he was a video star or what, but I'm going to read this article that's in Black Source Media. I hope everybody can go to blacksourcemedia.com. The name of the article is French Quarter Trash Contract Crisis. Moreno and Morell's power grab threatens New Orleans Home Rule Charter. It's actually written by Jeff Thomas. I'm going to read it, and then we'll talk with Jeff Thomas in just a minute, y'all. Everybody hold tight.
Hi, I'm Leo Jackson, host of Sunday Gospel here every Sunday morning, 5 a.m. to 7 p.m. and 12 o'clock till 2 p.m. You don't want to miss this move of God. It happens only on WBOK. You listen to all day long.
The New Orleans Jazz and Heritage Foundation is the nonprofit organization that owns the New Orleans Jazz and Heritage Festival presented by Shell. With the funds generated from Jazz Fest, the foundation invests in Louisiana communities through economic development, cultural enrichment, and free educational programs. To learn more about the New Orleans Jazz and Heritage Foundation, please visit us at www.jazzandheritage.org.
Hey, New Orleans, look for important changes to your natural gas service. This summer, Delta Utilities takes over for Entergy Gas with a Louisiana-born, Louisiana-based approach to safe, clean, reliable natural gas. No interruptions or rate changes due to the transition, just dependable service and modernized technology to keep you running smoothly. Get to know us at deltautilities.com and stay tuned for more later this summer. Delta Utilities, focused on natural gas, committed to New Orleans.
Support comes from Satchmo Summerfest, presented by the New Orleans Tourism and Cultural Fund. This friends and family-friendly festival takes place on August 2nd and 3rd at the New Orleans Jazz Museum. Join the fun for live music, local food vendors, and discuss with Satchmo scholars from noon until 8 p.m. Learn more at satchmosummerfest.org.
Hello, I'm Gary Clark. Please tune in to Dr. Clark 101, The Living Classroom, which is broadcasted weekly every Wednesday at 12:30 p.m. on WBOK 12:30 a.m. on your dial. And as always, it's been a pleasure.
Visit DePaul's new Algiers Health Center at 2801 General de Gaulle Drive to receive primary and preventive care for both adults and children. Services also include behavioral health, imaging, and on-site pharmacy, vision, Medicaid enrollment assistance, and more. For appointments, visit DePaulCommunityHealthCenters.org or call 504-207-3060.
Join me, Dr. Jaquil Ross of New Schools for New Orleans for Talk That, NOLA Education. This Monday, we'll be joined by Mardell Early, Mervyn Jackson, and Danielle Howard as they share their stories about educators making all the difference in our schools. Be sure to tune in Monday at 12:30 p.m. on 12:30 a.m.
Making a difference in the community. WBOK 1230 AM. Here we go. The Reality Check on WBOK 1230 AM.
All right, folks, welcome back. Welcome back. Gerard Stevens with you. Before the break, I was telling everybody, make sure that you go to Black Source Media and check out the article written by Jeff Thomas. It's entitled French Quarter Trash Contract Crisis. Moreno and Morell's power grab threatens New Orleans home rule charter. Starts off like this: the battle over the French Quarter trash contract. It's not about clean streets or garbage pickup. It's about raw political power and the future of how New Orleans governs itself. Council members Selena Moreno and J.P. Morrell, with support from Council member Freddie King, have ignored court orders, undermined the New Orleans home rule charter, and pushed an agenda that could permanently weaken the mayor's office. If their power grab succeeds, the mayor of New Orleans becomes a figurehead unable to govern. That part of this paragraph that says it undermines the New Orleans home rule charter is one of the main reasons why I wanted to pick up the phone here and have a conversation with the writer and owner of this article, and that is Jeff Thomas, who's on the phone with us right now. Jeff, how you doing, buddy?
Money, I'm doing great. I am happy to be on with you. You know, it's been like about 3 years since you let me come back on.
Don't even sound like that, man. I don't even know what.
I'm telling you, Gerard. I used to go on your show all the time. All of a sudden, I don't know what did I do to upset G-Man. I'm sorry, bro.
There he is. There it is. I knew it was coming.
Come on your show.
Well, here you are today because I read this article and I said, I got to talk to you about this because evidently I'm not the only person that is expecting something to come out of this that could be detrimental to the rules and policies that we govern ourselves with through the city of New Orleans, called the New Orleans Home Rule Charter. And I said, I got to call you and ask you, what did you mean by that statement alone?
Well, listen, G, the city of New Orleans is a subsidiary of the state of Louisiana. But what protects the city of New Orleans from the state of Louisiana is our ability to set our own rules and regulations. It's called the Home Rule Charter. It is like the city's constitution. Mm. It is what all elected officials have to live by. And the Home Rule Charter is kind of modeled after the state constitution. The state constitution has a system of a strong governor and a legislature that kind of has to follow the lead of the governor. And we saw that throughout the past legislative session. It's also true about the Home Rule Charter. And the Home Rule Charter has a strong mayoral system. And the city council is supposed to be guided by the Home Rule Charter, by the mayor. Mm-hmm. So here is kind of where the rubber hits the road. If you think about the staff of the city council, each city council person has maybe 5 or 6, maybe 7 employees that work directly for them. Right. That's their entire team. The mayor has the rest of City Hall. Everybody else in City Hall works for the mayor, primarily. I mean, there are some independent, like, the assessor has an office there, that kind of stuff. But anybody who works for the city of New Orleans is an employee of and works at the behest of the mayor of the city of New Orleans. And these are offices that have experts in them. These are experts who for example, come up with, Senate contracts. And so we don't just have, the mayor don't just say, you know what, I just want to have a contract. I just want to have my friend pick up the trash. No, they have an entire department these people are experts. They go through, they vet. And in fact, that's what happened in this French Quarter trash contract. Mm-hmm. And it went out to bid and it was won. And if people go to Black Source Media, it's the first article up there, you will see the scoring. You will see that Henry Consulting one, fair, and square. But I'm going a little past what your question is. And your question really is, what is the Home Rule Charter about? The Home Rule Charter is how we govern. The mayor has the most authority, the most power in our city. The city council is secondary. I can tell you, though, that Helena Moreno and J.P. Morrell want to change that. They want to be able to, decide who gets contracts. They want to elevate the city council to a higher authority than what it actually has.
Mm-hmm.
And in fact, they passed a law that gives them the right to approve contracts. But this law has every judge, and if you go through that article, you will see what the judges say. Every city judge in the city of New Orleans has ruled against the city council in this area.
Right.
Every time. Because the fact is the Home Rule Charter is clear. The mayor has the authority to let contracts. The mayor has the city council, all they do is write the checks. All they do is say, okay, well, what is this money for? Okay, this is what they do. They follow the lead of the mayor. That's the way our city is set up. But what these guys want to do, Moreno and Morrell, and in this case, Freddie King joined them, what they want to do is to restructure city government. And now think about what that would mean. That would mean that if I got a contract from the mayor, and the contract is for $100, and J.P. Morrell decides, you know what? I want my friend to have the contract.
Right.
And so what they do is they say, we're not gonna fund your contract. My friend gets the contract, and my friend's contract is $150. Well, that is a destruction of city services. It destabilizes government. It is a problem, and that's what they're doing. And that's what you're seeing right now while you have this chaos with this French Quarter management district stepping in now. When you have, it's clear. And if you want the state to take over the city, if you want the governor to run the city, if you want the governor to appoint boards and commissions who run the city, just let what J.P. Morrell and Helena Moreno are pushing out there, which is a city council which can meddle in city government. And this is the problem. It's not about picking up trash. It is about protecting our rights. Now, this is a red state. And in this red state, the people who their viewpoints and perspectives are quite different from the blue city of New Orleans. And the only way we can have our viewpoints, our perspectives, our morals heard and accepted is when we have our own governance.
Right.
They're trying to give it away. They want to have other people rule us. I believe we need to be able to rule the city of New Orleans. Our leadership is great, except you have these two people, Moreno and Morrell, who want to change the structure of the city of New Orleans.
Are you surprised, though? Because if they're trying to change the structure, and we're coming down to the final few months of the Cantrell administration, somebody's next administration is going to be subject to these, whether it's one of the other folks that win or Moreno. So if she does win, then she's going to be subject to those changes that you're trying to make.
Well, you're right. But, I think what they also believe is that they'll be in power together and they'll be able to do what they want to do. They believe that the citizens of the city of New Orleans like this chaos. I don't understand this chaos that they're creating. It is right out of the Donald Trump playbook, in fact. Create chaos and reap the benefits of it. That's what they're doing. And listen, make no mistake, Sidney Torres is a direct contributor to Helena Moreno.
Wow.
Make no mistake, Sidney Torres is a direct contributor to J.P. Morrell. That to me smells like corruption. That to me sounds like that is not what we want. And they're passing this off as good government. Sounds just like Donald Trump. Do terrible things and say, but it's for the good. It's for the good. But you're not
But,
doing
Mr.
good.
Torres has already been there with this before. I mean, one of the judges are subject to some type of penalty right now because he got into that race, I think, with the number, and I'm not certain, but I think the number is somewhere in the neighborhood of about $265,000.
Your friend Jen from Medley, right? God bless. I'm sorry it happened to her. But listen, wherever Sidney Torres goes, chaos follows. I mean, he can't do business in Jefferson Parish. They kicked him out. He can't do business in Kenner. They kicked him out. There are lawsuits. I mean, you go look at just Google Sidney Torres and Kenner and see what the mayor of Kenner said about it.
Well, I just I just got an email back from the city of Kenner because I asked the mayor of Kenner if he would be willing to come on and talk about this on the show. I'm pulling up the email as I'm talking to you. That's why I'm moving slow here. But I got it back, and his secretary answered me saying that he could not come on right now to talk about it, but he would be more than happy at another time because they're still going through legalities with this.
Sidney Torres creates chaos wherever he goes.
Here it is.
What he does is he pays off politicians to get the kinds of contracts that he wants, and then these politicians do his bidding. That's what you see Moreno and Morrell doing.
I got this from Natalie Newton. Natalie Newton is from the mayor's office. She said, "Thank you for reaching out. The mayor is unavailable until next week, but will not be conducting interviews on this subject as the matter remains under active litigation. We appreciate you understanding. Best regards, Natalie Newton." She's the Deputy Chief Administrative Officer of Operations and Communications for the mayor's office in Kenner.
Well, listen. I will say this, that chaos follows Sidney Torres wherever he's gone. You look at what happened in Kenner, you look at what happened in Jefferson Parish. This is not a quirk. This is not a one-off. This is a pattern of behavior that we're seeing. And it's so disappointing, as you mentioned, that we have Moreno and Morrell conducting themselves in this corrupt way, in my opinion. This, to me, smacks of corruption. To me, this is, but I can tell you also, this is destabilizing the city of New Orleans. What are we going to have? We're going to have people fighting over trash cans in the French Quarter? Let me tell you, the way the city is structured, as I said earlier, the city is run by the mayor. The mayor has a team. What the mayor's team does is they go out, they put out RFPs, requests for proposals. They put out bids. This is good government. And then people bid on the job that the city needs done. In this case, we're talking about trash pickup. And then what happens is those experts in city government weigh all of the cons and pros, and then they come up with a winning bidder. That's what happened in this case, and the winning bidder was Henry Consulting. But when you have a destabilizing force like Moreno and Morrell, I call them NOLA M&Ms. What they are doing is destabilizing government because they want to have control. They don't like the mayor, but you just can't do business with somebody because you like them or you don't like them. There's a bid process. It's called public bid laws. There's a whole there are hundreds of law books about this.
But Jeff, the problem I'm having with this is the fact that the owner of Ivy Waste, Sidney Torres, has just about the remaining sections of the city or districts of the city. And you're out here talking bad about the woman or the process that has signed you millions of dollars other than the French Quarter. You're acting like you don't have any other part of the city. Right.
He has the lion's share of the contract, of the sanitation contract in the city of New Orleans.
And you're an avid supporter from the beginning of Mayor Cantrell.
That's right. But that changed somewhere along the lines. But listen, this is my focus. This is bigger than trash, G. This is about how we govern our city. If they can block this, they can block any contract. You know, New Orleans needs a stable, predictable government. We don't need chaos and personal politics. And, you know, they were fine with the emergency contracts when it was their preferred vendor. But now they're blocking a legal bid that benefits taxpayers. This is costing the city of New Orleans so much more. Do you know who's going to pay for
We
this
are.
double pickup?
We are.
We are. The citizens of the city of New Orleans.
And,
the state
and
is
with
not
this
picking up
process,
tab.
they've lost 8 times now in court. We paying for that
Correct.
too.
That's correct. That's correct. And listen, I believe this. I believe that the future of the city of New Orleans is dependent upon a strong black business class. Black-owned businesses hire black people and pay them at a higher rate, pay them living wages. They become homeowners. That eliminates crime. When people own their homes, 90% of the time they are not involved in crime. And so the fact is, if we want to eliminate crime, we want to have a strong, vibrant community that we can raise our children. We have to develop our black business community. You know, cities like Atlanta and Houston, which are now, you know, significantly more strong, more economically viable than the city of New Orleans, were once our stepchildren, once our stepbrothers and sisters. But now they have exploded in population and growth. And a big factor in that is the strong black business class. We have in New Orleans, though, we have this parochial view, like there's just one pie, and if you give up a little slice of that pie to those black people, that's less than white people are going to have. The fact is, you can bake pies after pies after pies. You can continue to bake pies, and that's what these other cities are doing. And understand, we have a finite, limited, lack view in the city of New Orleans, and as long as we have this skewed perspective on economics, we're going to continue to fight. This is more than this is about developing the city's economic base, growing the pie, cooking and baking more pies. What they see it as, you know, this old school attack on it's not going to be as good. It's not going to have lemony fresh scent like Sidney Torres has some better lemons than Henry Consulting. Lemon is lemon, and the fact is their ice is not coated. They can't pick up the trash any better. They cannot do a better job. And the assumption that a black-owned company is going to do worse is based in racial politics. It's based in
Is that what this is?
notion.
Is this how you look? Now, I did have the opportunity to interview and talk to Troy, and Troy said just about the same thing, that this is not about, you know, somebody having the golden handle on the pressure washer, or somebody's truck has a better, I guess, roll capacity or can carry more tonnage. This has nothing to do with the equipment. This has everything to do with who got the contract or whose contract that is, ego, and maybe some racial undertones.
Well, certainly, it seems clear to me. It seems clear to me. But that is the big problem here. It is an attack on black-owned businesses. It's an attack on all of us. Black and white people alike should feel bad about this, because the fact is, if we continue this negative economic strategy in our city, we're going to continue to fall behind. Cities like Atlanta, cities like Houston, Jackson, Mississippi even. I mean, these cities are growing, and we, by contrast, are losing population. Do you realize, G, we're losing population? People are leaving this place because there is no economic opportunity.
Right.
And if we continue to have this lack attitude, we're going to see our population significantly shrivel up. I want to raise my children and grandchildren here. I want them to be able to have I want this to be the best place to raise a family.
Right.
I want this to be a place where I can have all of my people around me and we enjoy our lives together. And a big part of that is protecting the home rule charter of the city of New Orleans.
Yeah.
I want to go back to that. That is the key to everything here. It is critical because you got to believe, you know, I remember early on when Jeff Landry got into office, people were saying he's trying to take over the city. Well, you're starting to see bits and pieces of it, you know, chipping away block by block.
Right.
This taking away they certainly want to take the French Quarter away. The French Quarter is the economic engine of the state. The French Quarter is how all of the tax dollars they believe are generated in the city of New Orleans. That's not accurate, but it is certainly a vital part of our economy, one of the strongest sectors in our economy. There are others, but New Orleans is a tourism-based economy, and the fact that we have this chaos happening right now in the economic center and the economic center of the city of New Orleans is bad for business. It's bad for all of us, for white people, black people, every New Orleanian.
I also had the comments. Torres went on Fox Business and made a lot of, I said, disparaging comments about Troy and his company, which I'm going to play those in just a minute. But I am going to read the article on the air as well. But I just wanted to get your comments, especially when you had written something. I was thinking the same thing. I said, if this goes through, you're actually messing up what we live by, which is the home rule charter. We already have a problem with, I would say, the middle class here. And we've seen that a lot of folks are already moving away from New Orleans, not to New Orleans. So all this goes, to me, hand in hand.
You're right, G. You're right, G. We are a blue dot in the Red Sea, and we have to protect our turf. We have to make sure that the city of New Orleans is strong and vibrant, and is a place where we can raise our families, is a place where we can live comfortably, freely, and to our own liking. But I really suggest people go there because, I pulled out some of the quotes from, for example, Judge Medley said, the ordinance requiring the city council president's signature on contracts is illegal. That's from a judge. This is not Jeff Thomas talking. This is Judge Irons, who says the city council has no authority to veto a contract lawfully executed by the mayor.
Well, it's just coming through that the Supreme Court. Now, I don't know if you saw this, but it's on Cindy Torres's as well. I'm gonna try to find some more information, but it is saying that the Supreme Court just ruled against Henry Consulting.
Is that right? Wow.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to pull
Did
that
not
up.
know.
Yeah, I mean, it's just coming through. It is just coming through, and I'm looking at Cindy Torres's tweet. So let me find this out. We got something to talk about.
Find out. See what's going on.
We got something to talk about. All right, thank you, my friend.
Yes,
I'll talk to you in a minute. And good article. I'll read the article in the next hour too.
Sounds great.
Thanks again, Jeff.
Appreciate the opportunity to talk to you.
Alrighty. Bye-bye. All right, more coming up, y'all. We'll take a break here and come back.
Hi, this is Cary Grant. Let's elevate every Tuesday through Thursday from 6 to 7 p.m. as we discuss the community, the country, and the world, from politics to current events and sports. We look forward to your input and continuing the quality programming on your community station, WBOK. Join us every Tuesday through Thursday, 6 to 7 p.m. on Elevated Conversations, the Arnie and Cary Show.
Ken Mass Studios and Lucky Johnson present The Praying Grandma, a stage play at the Cook Theater on Dillard University's campus, Friday, August 8th at 7 p.m. and Saturday, August 9th at 2 p.m. and 7 p.m. Host for the evening will be Dr. Monique Guillory, featuring Lucky Johnson and special guest Alicia Blue Eyes Renee. Come enjoy the family fun on Friday, August 8th at 7 p.m. and Saturday, August 9th at 2 p.m. and 7 p.m. Get your tickets now at Eventbrite.com.
Saints of God, it's time for us to tell you the truth. It's time for you to start your 21-day challenge. Don't take another day. Do it right now. Call 504-701-4711. That's the whole water stove, Pastor David Impartian Sr., the host of Change Your Water, Change Your Mind. This is the water that's designed to change your body, the way you think, the way you act, and the way you look. Why don't you start your 21-day challenge today? For $35, you can start it right now. Call me so we can set up your appointment. 504-701-4711. That's 504-701-4711. Change your water, change your mind.
WBOK online at WBOK1230.com. Here we go. The reality check on WBOK 1230 AM.
All right, folks. Yep, it has come through. It has come through. Cliff, my man, Cliff is on. Cliff Dugard's online with us, and Cliff, you are absolutely correct. It just came through and will. Wow. It is just coming through. And Torres is talking about it. This is on Sidney Torres's, what is this called now? X. Wow. Basically stating saying we're grateful the Supreme Court ruled on the facts and are excited to continue providing the people of New Orleans with the high level of service they expect and deserve in the French Quarter. That may not be true. I'm looking around here. Let me do some research. Don't quote me on this yet. Don't quote me on that yet. Not yet. Cedric.
Man, I'm listening to the interview that you just had with Mr. Thomas. I read the comment that the brother put in reference to the restraining or whatever the proper terminology is. What in the world do we have to do for our people to wake up and see that the fix is on? What do we have to do for us to wake up and see that we, New Orleans, we are the economic engine for the state of Louisiana, and they are trying to take it, they're trying to take our city over, and they have the help from some black Negroes here in New Orleans. How many times do we have to say that the president of the city council and the vice president of the city council have brought that state brand of politics to the city? And now the city has been compromised, and we all are going to be hurting. We all are going to have to possibly kiss the ring of Caesar or little Trump in Baton Rouge if we don't wake up and start fighting. This is a call to action to all of us, to our pastors, and to our so-called black politicians. Man, if we don't wake up, it's going to be too late. So what's happening in D.C. at the federal level, it's happening here at the city level. We cannot afford to give up black leadership here in this city.
But we're giving it up quick, fast, and in a hurry.
This is bigger than Henry Consulting. It's about any black-owned company that wants a contract. Why can't a black-owned company get a contract in the city that's majority black-owned? But you got so many of these uppity Negroes supporting a non-black at compromising what can be here for their grandchildren and their children. And that's a tragedy. Yeah. We are in need, and we can't get them back because they're gone. We are in need of a Mrs. Aretha Haley, of a Mrs. Dorothy Mae Taylor, of a Reverend Avery C. Alexander.
Yeah, this is on Sidney Torres' Facebook page as well. It was just posted 15 minutes ago. It says, we're grateful the Supreme Court ruled on the facts and are excited to continue providing the people of New Orleans with a high level of service they expect and deserve in the French Quarter. We would never be where we are without your support. Thank you for all the love, New Orleans. We love you.
Wow. We better wake up, man. We've lost the elders used to say, we're in a pickle. Well, we done lost the pickle. We drowning in the pickle juice, and it's us. It's our own darn people that's drowning us.
Yeah, I'm just looking at the number of comments. The number of comments on there as well. It ain't none of us. And I got to tell you, everybody's like, Mindy Steinway is like, yeah, more lemony fresh, easy peasy, lemony squeezy. Congratulations. Great news for the French Quarter. Great news. Thanks, Sydney, for making French Quarter remain clean and fresh smelling and carrying enough Enola better. Congratulations, Sidney Torres. Congratulations and cheers to Lemony Fresh. Love this. You guys provide excellent service. You're the best. Thank you. Great news. Awesome. Congrats. Great news. Best news. So the support from the folks that wanted to keep that is there. But where was the support for Henry Consulting? Did we make our voice known?
Gerard, I believe there was only one person on the city council supporting this measure. So where were the rest of the city council people?
Mm-hmm.
And the voters should remember this. Man, hey, you have a good one. This is a darn shame, man.
That's how it goes. It looks like, but this is being kicked back down. This is what it's been said. It said it's being kicked back down to the lower courts. So I need to figure out and find out what that means. So I think my next call is going to be to Henry Consulting and find out what we got.
Y'all, it's on us to change this. Man, you have a good one.
I appreciate you, Cedric. Thank you, brother. Who would have ever thunk that we'd be in a position where we are fighting over trash? I ain't hear you. Say what?
Would you like me to call Troy next hour?
Can you?
I'll call him.
Because I need to know what this means. I don't know if that is the loss of the contract. Is that something that needs to be moved on? What's going on? Let's figure it out. All right, while we're doing this and trying to get, I guess, a hold of Henry Consulting, Troy Henry, so we'll figure out what this, what this is going, what's going on, y'all? What is going on? I'm just saying. So, and then next hour too, I got to promise you that I was going to read it. I was going to read the article as well with what Jeff Thomas wrote. But when we start looking at the Home Rule Charter, that's what concerns me. Yes. But a lot more. We'll see. All right, we'll take the break here. We'll get ready for the news coming up next, and we'll see what this means. More coming up, y'all. News is next.
From the campus of Xavier University, WBOK Go and Equity Media Station.
I'm Misty Jordan with BIN News Now. Black Senator Cory Booker is accusing his fellow Democrats of being complicit in President Trump's agenda.
If you're as passionate about police as we are, then pass bills out of this body that will help the police officers in Washington, that will help the police officers in Illinois, that will help the police officers in New Jersey.
Booker made the remarks on the Senate floor Tuesday when he objected to a bipartisan motion to pass a package funding law enforcement and said he wanted to change the bills to make sure the funds are equally distributed. The Senate is confirming President Trump's pick to head the CDC. Tuesday, lawmakers voted 51-47 along party lines to confirm Susan Monterez as the agency's new director. And Ralph Lauren is teaming up with Morehouse and Spellman for a limited edition collection. Get BIN News now on demand 24/7 on the iHeartRadio app.
Here we go. The reality check on WBOK 1230 AM.
All right, folks, welcome back. Boy, I'm looking at some of the articles that are coming out. They not from us. One of which is saying that the The New Orleans French Quarter and downtown neighborhoods clean. The Louisiana Superdome Supreme Court has yanked Henry Consulting from the running, leaving Ivy Waste as the sole legal trash hauler in those areas right as Henry was preparing to begin work. The High Court ruled late Wednesday in favor of a French Quarter restaurant owner and a property owner who argued that Mayor Cantrell improperly terminated Ivy Waste's existing emergency contract to sanitize the French Quarter and the city's downtown development district, and that she should never have awarded that job to Henry Consulting, who planned to partner with Richards Disposal to do that work beginning Thursday. I'm trying to figure out why. What you say, Pop Jones?
Hey, G-Man.
What's going on?
Oh, it got me going in circles, brother.
It's interesting. It's interesting, ain't it?
Oh, man, is it? Does a rat love cheese?
I don't know what kind of cheese you like, but I know that is that American cheese or is that
I don't know any kind.
Yes, indeed. So,
Well, G-Man, did you ever get in touch with the Valve killer?
I read his statement. His statement said he cannot talk about it. They're in litigation.
Oh, he can't talk about it.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
So what you think about that?
I just think that, excuse me. I just think that, if you listen to the words Jeff Thomas, who I had on just a minute ago, Jeff Thomas said that.
Yeah, I caught some of it. I didn't catch all.
Everywhere this dude goes, there seems to be chaos and some type of buffoonery.
Problems, yeah, right.
Problems. And here
Well,
we go
G-Man,
again.
Is his mother a owner or part owner or what?
She
what part
is
do
his.
play?
She is his. She's on the contract. She is. She's his. She is his DBE. Disabled, or well, I don't want to call it disabled. No, I'm not going to say that. But she is disadvantaged business partner. She's a woman.
So he's able to get what they call that?
She's a part of his contract to be able to have a DBE partner.
Okay.
And she's the partner.
Okay.
That's how it goes.
Oh man.
So it is what it is.
Oh, it is insane. Oh.
But how do you do that the day before the contract starts?
Oh, man, I'm wondering exactly what's going on. And what I'm hearing is going to be two garbage collectors working at the same time. Is that correct?
Nope, not no more. And it's not anymore because they also put a what did they put this in? They also put a let me see. Expect to deserve French Quarter. There would never be there. No, thank you very much. Level of service. Nope. They also put something on this so that they won't be out there fighting for space.
Mm-hmm.
So this is going to be interesting.
What does that mean?
Only one company can be out there, and it's going to be Torres's. And they also put a.
So in other words, Henry's out there, huh? Henry Consultant is out.
That's what it sounds like. That's why I'm calling Troy to find out what is this. And how did the Supreme Court end up? It looks like the resident and the owner of the restaurant appealed it all the way to the Supreme Court.
So in other words, residents will look like out in the East, they should do some of them same things.
To
if
who?
the French Quarter could get by with that.
I'd never seen it
We
just
don't-
move
we
that
don't
fast
need
to the
no
French
van.
Quarter. But the Supreme Court
Making
is in
those
the French Quarter,
decisions.
ain't the Supreme Court in the French Quarter?
Huh?
I think the Supreme Court is in the French Quarter.
Oh, the Supreme Court is in the French Quarter?
Yep.
Jesus, we can't win, huh?
How?
You say they're in the French Quarter?
Yeah, they in the French Quarter. You said they can't win. I said, how can you?
How can you win against them? That's what I'm talking about.
They in the French Quarter, so they subject to it.
But they going along with Jesus. Really got me going in circles.
You got me going in circles.
In circles.
All right, sing it on. Sing it on.
Well, I'm telling you, I don't know. Well,
I
the
just
new
never seen no
band-
mess like this before. This is a mess.
Yeah, the new band's gonna have to go along, huh? With this, huh?
I don't know. I don't
Well,
even know how long this goes. So we'll see.
Yes, indeed. I don't know what to say about this. I would just keep listening, G-Man.
Okay.
Thank you very much for taking my call.
Good enough, my friend. I'll talk to you later.
All righty.
All right. Yes, indeed. All right, Don.
Hey, Gerard.
What's going on?
That was some of the worst news I could have heard. Man, the question I have is, how can the Supreme Court rule against the Home Rule Charter? I'm just, how can they say that what the Home Rule Charter is saying is that incorrect, and that they put an injunction in now where Henry Consulting can't do anything until what? I mean,
I don't know. That's
until
why I'm
end of
trying to
the
make
year?
sure that I can talk to Troy about this. Troy's traveling right now, but he's in a position where he'll be able to talk to us in the next couple of minutes. So he's going to call in.
Yeah, well, I'll definitely be listening to that because, man, I was, when I heard that, because I heard Troy earlier on the other station, and, just based on what he was talking about, and then listening to Mr. Thomas mention about, the fact that all these judges have ruled that, everything is legal, and then all of a sudden the Supreme Court, now I know, from what I understand, that there's so many more conservatives on that court now than it used to be.
Mm-hmm.
But the fact that these people in one day can decide that
I'm just trying to
that
figure out
what-
how did it get to the Supreme Court this fast?
Well, I just heard that they went. I didn't even know they had went to the Supreme Court until I heard the other day that they were saying that they were waiting on a ruling from the Supreme Court. And like you said, I didn't know that they had went that far. But for them to come up with a ruling that fast, and of course to it not, and like I said, I'm trying to figure out what their reasoning was behind it.
Mm-hmm.
Why would they say all of a sudden now that when they know, if they look at the facts, they knew that the contract was a temporary one, that Torres had. I mean, why would they not say that the ruling was fair and it was a legal document that Henry Consulting had? I'm just trying to figure out how in the world can the Supreme Court come up with a ruling that goes against the city charter.
And then you
When
send it back
y'all-
down to the lower courts. So I'm trying to figure out, if you made that ruling, then why are you sending it back down to the lower courts? That's where
Is that what they did?
Yeah, they sent it back there. It says in their
Oh, so the injunction is just until the lower courts can come up with another ruling.
But they man, the only thing
But
that I can
they
see
made
is,
one ruling. Why would they think that it's going to change when it goes back to the
Right.
lower court?
I don't know. That's why I need some explanation.
Yeah, man. Like you said, I'm dumbfounded that the Supreme Court would even make that type of a ruling. They should have just said that they weren't going to rule on anything because the lower courts had already decided. That would have been a better thing to do. I mean, unless they listening to Landry and Liz Murrow and all of them up there in Baton Rouge. I mean, that makes it seem as though it's just a ploy for these folks to, like you said, take over what they want to do in the court.
Can I say what I think what this is? Sometimes I can understand in cases like this. If this is what I'm thinking it is, it's apparent to me that I can see why folks say they don't want to get in politics, they don't want to vote, they don't want to do this, and then come back and say, when you ask them the question why, they end up saying because they're going to do what they want to do anyway.
And it makes it seem as though that's exactly what's happening.
Yeah. But look, I don't want to cut you off, but I got Troy on the line.
Buddy.
Let me get him on so we can get this explanation, man.
All right,
Thank
man.
you, Don.
Thank
Appreciate you, buddy.
Okay, buddy. No problem.
Say again.
Would you like to take the break early to spend more time with the boss man?
Yeah. Take the break early. Let's do that. And then we'll thank you, sir. All right, more coming up, y'all. We'll take the break here and we'll talk to Troy Henry and find out what all this mess is all about next.
This is the Bloomberg Black Business Beat. Nimbus is a black-owned marketing agency that's done successful work for brands like KFC, Jack Daniels, and Toyota. The firm focuses on making an authentic connection to people of color. Co-founder and CEO Stacey Wade says something as simple as music choice can be the difference between an ad that panders to black people and one that makes a genuine connection.
There are certain things that we're just going to know if that was a top 100 or was that something that was a subculture that's only played at this particular time with this particular group of people, and that's who it's going to resonate to. And that's where you start to get the low-key influencers. The low-key influencers are going to influence the influencer, and that's where you start to get that transformational change with the brand as opposed to transaction.
Subtle choices like that make all the difference between a brand that's winning new customers and one with a commercial that's only background noise. I'm Bloomberg's Justin Milliner. On the Black Business Beat.
Pro Savings Days are back at Lowe's. Right now, get a 4-piece GE kitchen suite for under $2,000. Plus, get a free DeWalt 20-volt Max XR 8-amp-hour battery when you buy a select DeWalt tool. Save big with deals that work as hard as you do. Shop Pro Savings Days in-store or online today. Lowe's, we help, you save. Valid through 8/1. Selection varies by location. While supplies last. Discount taken at time of purchase. See sales associate for details.
Staples presents That Was Easy.
Seems like back to school happens earlier each year.
First day of school coming in hot.
And this year, my kids had massive supply lists.
Folders, notebooks, and pens. Oh, the humanity.
But Staples had everything I needed, with some items just 25 cents.
Watch the small print.
No. My back to school budget was saved by Staples Easy Button.
Everything for school, in stock and as low as 25 cents. Staples.
That was easy.
In store, online, and on the app. In St. 23 while supplies last.
Hi, this is Arnie Filko. Let's elevate every Tuesday through Thursday from 6 to 7 o'clock p.m. as we discuss the community, the country, and the world, from politics to current events to sports. We look forward to your input and continuing the quality programming on your community station, WBOK. Join Carrie and I every Tuesday through Thursday, 6 to 7 o'clock p.m. on Elevated Conversations, the Arnie and Carrie Show. See you soon.
Making a difference in the community. WBOK 1230 AM. Here we go. The reality check on WBOK 1230 AM.
All right, folks, welcome back. Welcome back. All right, ruling coming down from the Supreme Court today. What does all that mean in this trash contract situation in the French Quarter? Well, joining us online here, having some conversation with us about it, and probably giving us all the details is the owner of Henry Consulting, Troy Henry. How you doing, sir?
Hey, G, I'm okay. How you doing?
What in the world? I don't know if that's a good question to start off with, but what is going on?
Oh, my goodness. It's a mess. In some ways, we were afraid that we might get jobbed politically, and essentially, the Supreme Court has a keen alignment with Liz Merrill and Jeff Landry, and it's the white people's plan. And if they want something, they want to go take it, and they'll figure out a way. Even though the lower courts and the appellate court ruled quickly and swiftly in our favor, they want to do something, they'll just do it. And so they went and they were able to successfully win the appeal, the Supreme Court appeal. So what that means is that you have to remember now, this whole thing is all just about the emergency contract that was issued by the mayor under a state statute. And now, on August the 5th, in front of the Fourth Circuit, we will be arguing a different matter, and that is the long-term contract and the fact that the council would not approve that contract. We're confident in our case there. But even more importantly, look, this is very clear, and Jeff laid it out very well in his article. This is an attempt to basically, it's a backdoor power grab. And they are trying to take over what they want something. They're going to figure out a way to take it. And if we don't fight for it, they're going to take it. And if they're going to hook up one of their boys in the process, great. That's how they roll. They believe our role is to be a sub under them. And you got some Uncle Toms out there or Sambos like JP that will help them do it. And they don't understand what they're really doing to the black community and black political power. So it is what it is. And look, I've got 6 other companies that I run financially for us. It's not going to move our needle either way. I'm very disappointed for the 80-plus employees that were starting tomorrow, that my general manager, Rudy, is having to communicate messages to them that 12:01 tonight, or actually we were starting at 10 o'clock tonight because in preparation of 12:01 occurring, that's not going to occur. And we'll have to battle them on a different front. But we remain steadfast, and I believe the city remains steadfast in their commitment to making sure that the rightful winner of the process is awarded the contract. But these folks ain't giving up nothing.
But this is
They're
not
like, we want our guy in,
right,
for whatever reason.
But this is not over. This is the final say of the emergency contract through the Supreme Court.
That is correct.
All right. So my question,
but if they're gonna do political everything, I mean, they could probably try and say that the council has the right to overrule this mayor as long as they want to, and essentially make JP the de facto mayor of the city. They could do that as well. So I mean, this is the Supreme Court. They're the final say, and if it's now going to get into a political process, I mean, you might as well just tell Jeff Landry come sit down in City Hall and his or one of his minions, and a JP or a Helena that will do whatever he tells them to do.
But I was having a conversation though. I was having a conversation in the 4 o'clock hour with Jeff Thomas and talking about the Black Source Media article, and the one part of that article that caught me, I just brought it up, and it's talking about Helena and it's talking about JP Morrell, the councilman Freddie King also that have ignored court orders, and it says they are undermining the New Orleans Home Rule Charter.
Absolutely.
That's the part that caught me. And I said, Jeff, you got to explain that. And the process which you went through, which we talked about the procurement process.
Mm-hmm.
That is how we do business and have been doing business here for years.
Yeah.
And I'm also looking at the rankings through this timeline of the French Quarter Trash contract, what we call a crisis. And I looked at the total score. You came out number 1.
Oh, yeah, we were number 1, but, there's powers that be that don't want us. So they have put in place a legal machine where the number 1 team doesn't have to win.
But then that violates the home rule, the New Orleans Home Rule Charter.
If you got people like J.P. Morrell who chooses to selectively enforce the Home Rule Charter, They would try and do what they want to do. They'll violate it when they need to violate it, and they'll abide by it when they need to abide by it. You know, I mean, it's just that simple. And if you don't have the force of law behind you, they're gonna run all over the home rule charter. And if black folks don't wake up, you know, they're gonna, you know, you're gonna end up with we might end up with an appointed mayor.
I mean, that could happen too. Yeah.
You know, Jeff Landry just appoints somebody, and Barbie will hope it'll be her. You know.
But
So-
I'm like, why is everybody just sitting back and letting this happen? I mean, there's got to be something that could be done about this.
I don't know. I think, you know, most black folks are just hoping they can get a check from Helena or something like that, and they're not trying to rise up. You got 3 good African-American men candidates leading an African-American city, and a lot of these folks are lost. You know, they're lost. They're just hoping they can get a check. They'll sell out their mama for a check. So, but anyway, look, I'm not running for I'm not running for office, so I can just speak my mind.
Well, how do you feel about this? I mean, what's next? What do you do? I mean, I know this is...
think, first of all, I think that we'll win at the Court of Appeals. If the city council chooses to go back up to the Supreme Court, because remember, this is where we sued the city council, they'll probably, I don't know if they'll win or not, but they'll probably think that, oh, well, JP needs to have veto power over the mayor. I don't know. I mean, because if that's what those folks want, and they go in and have Liz Merrill go in and influence the judges or whoever, however the process is, they may grant them that.
And she
you know,
made
essentially what they've done is neutered the home rule charter in exchange for, you know, JP getting what he wants and Helena getting what they want, and then they might unneuter it again if she were to get into office, and we're gonna just sit back and take it. You know, I don't know, man. Gee, I'm not a sociologist, so I don't know what's in the minds of a lot of folks. But I know I spoke to Mr. Richards and our attorney Daniel, and you know, we're going to continue to pursue what is justifiably ours. But it is frustrating because we know that we're being jobbed and wronged, and you know, and in this case, the right wasn't on our side because of the political dynamics of the state right now.
But okay, so this is me. Tell me if I'm wrong. I kind of understand why they're fighting you on this temporary contract, because this temporary contract is going to go all the way through December.
Doesn't have to. Remember, the mayor has the ability to terminate.
Evidently, she don't.
That's you know, that's exactly.
That's where I'm at. That's where I'm at on this.
Terminate.
Evidently, she don't have the right to
terminate it. They didn't challenge her ability to terminate. What they did was to challenge her to enter into a contract with me on an emergency basis. That's what they challenged. And so they're saying she can't enter into an emergency contract. They never said she couldn't terminate the Torres emergency contract. You know? And so it's kind of a mess.
But she don't want to. She didn't want to. She wanted to terminate that contract so that you could take over.
Correct.
And
the rightful winner of the procurement could begin the process.
Right. So what I see here is that he thought that contract was going to go all the way through December.
He didn't. He knew he had termination for convenience. He hoped it would go through December.
Right. And then hopefully what you end up with is the next elected official that's going to come in.
That's correct. Figure out a way to give it to him.
And give it to him.
Correct. That's what he's hoping to do. That's their whole strategy.
That's the strategy.
And the strategy is either that or string it out when they think their candidate is going to win the mayor's race, and it doesn't matter then, because then the new mayor is going to say, I want a new procurement.
Right.
If I'm not under contract at that point in time, then the new mayor would say, I want a new procurement.
So their process was going to be torn up or flawed if they lost the temporary right now, the emergency.
That's correct. That's correct. Well, but gee, look, let me just be clear, and I've had this conversation. It is my opinion that the way Sidney Torres has behaved and the disruptive nature, the race baiting, the pandering, the disruptiveness, accusing the mayor of being corrupt and all of this stuff, my personal opinion is, and if I'm a citizen of the city of New Orleans, I'm asking the mayor to terminate his current contract, not his temporary contract.
But he got contracts all over the city.
Yeah, the one that he's all over the city. And he's got termination for convenience. She can give him 60 days notice, and clip his butt once and for all.
Mm-hmm.
And there's no way she has clear, unfettered ability to do that. And she should send a message to any contractor that's going to come in here and run down our city, not abide by the rules of the game. She should send that message to him immediately and say, you got 60 days and you're done. Her contract, she has the authority to do that now. And if I was her, I'd say, you're going to be a bad actor, we're going to treat you like Kenner treats you. And you're out in 60 days, period. That would be me.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And then she could rebid it, and I would hope like somebody like Mr. Richards or Jimmy or somebody like that or whoever could go after it and do it. But if you've got somebody with that little integrity that's going to literally bite the hand that feeds, the mayor feeds him, right, with this big contract, and you're going to call her corrupt and bite that hand, oh, you got to send a message to that dude, in my opinion. And she has the ability to do that without any justification. It's called convenience. If I was her, that's what I would do. But I'm not the mayor.
All right.
You know? And she has that authority.
But nothing like suggestions.
Huh?
I said I'm being ignorant. I said nothing like suggestions.
Well, it's, you know, that's already been made clear. But, I mean, that's not my – look, the mayor has a lot of decisions that she has to make. That's one that, you know, look, to me, you have to be a strong mayor, and you have to be willing to yield your power when you have it. This guy has been completely disrespectful and dishonest throughout this process, and specifically towards the mayor and me. But look, I'm a big boy. I can handle it. Mm-hmm. But towards the mayor who pays his checks. And to me, I send a message. I crack somebody over the head if they're going to act that way with me.
Right.
That's just my thoughts.
Yeah, I was wondering, you know, when did they fall out? That was my first question. Did they fall out?
I have no idea, man. I don't know the relationship. I don't know if there is a relationship there. All I can tell you is we put in a bid. We won the bid. We had the highest score, and somebody else is having the opportunity to continue on a project that they didn't win. Long and short of it. And Freddie King, you can talk about this. I like what they're doing. It doesn't matter. If you're a lawyer, the law says the winner gets the spoils. We won. We should be performing at your project. But these guys are so bought and paid for, it's not even funny. So, you know, it is what it is. We'll be fine either way.
Right.
But
I just thought about all the investment that you put in. You know, you just got here and told me, you know, you got your trucks. And
well, we'll have a claim, obviously. If we never do anything, we'll have a claim against the city, and the city's already aware of that. They know that. So, I mean, I'm promising you either one way or another we'll be made whole, but I don't want to go that route. I think we want to do the job, and the long-term job is the one that's most important, and that one is it's going to be in front of the 4th Circuit on Tuesday.
In front of the 4th Circuit on Tuesday coming?
Yeah, August the 5th. Yeah.
What time?
5th. I think it's in the morning. I don't remember exactly what time it's at. Oral arguments. Let me see. I don't know the exact time. I should call my lawyers up and ask them that.
I know you got to be. And listen, I'm just saying this and asking the question for a reason. And I think at this point of the game, you know, especially if we're talking about black business, and most of my callers have been calling and saying the same thing. I think it's time, though, Troy, that we start looking around and saying, where are the people that are supporting black business? Are we going to sit down and let this happen?
And
let them show up at the 4th Circuit.
I'm one of the largest we're one of the largest African-American businesses in the state of Louisiana. But we're nowhere near the size of some of the white enterprises that exist here. But I don't think these folks care. These folks, when they want something, they just go and take it. And we watch them do it and help them do it. And that's the bottom line. You know what I mean? They just take what they want and leave you with what's left.
But that's terrible.
Don't like it?
I mean, and we are standing by and letting this happen with our tax dollars.
Oh yeah, they just want us to work for them and shine issues and do all of the step and fetch it stuff and never be in business for yourself. And if you're in business for yourself, you have a little mom and pop and they'll let you do that. But that's about it. When you step out into the big time, they'll tell you this is for us, not for you.
Well, Tuesday.
But anyway, look, we're gonna keep fighting. I
Yeah.
mean, now I don't know. I haven't ever heard from the NAACP or the Urban League or one of these Black Alphabet Soup organizations. I ain't heard from no ministers or nobody like that at all. And look, it's okay. Look, I'm not asking anybody to fight for me. But this is the reality of where New Orleans is today.
You have not heard from anybody.
Not a one. Never.
Well, they listening now, so we'll see.
Well, listening and acting is two different things. Most of them are so worried about their next check, you know what I mean, and they're not gonna stand up for anything or any principle at all.
We'll see. All right, sir. Keep it up.
Okay, G. Thanks
Let me
a lot,
know.
man.
Okay, because you hear my phone ringing now. They starting to call in because you done called them out. So
Well, I don't care. I mean, look, you know, it's the truth.
All
Ask
right.
any of them if they ever reached out to me. Not a one.
All right, I got you. So here
All
we
right,
go.
dude.
All right,
Okay,
thank you,
G.
sir.
Okay.
Keep us updated.
All right, we'll do.
Bye-bye. I don't even know what to say about that. I really don't. I really don't know what to say about that. Because that's like the home rule charter just went out the door for some lemony fresh scent. Did you all hear, and I played it the other day, but did you all hear wait, I wanted to make sure that we had that. Did I send you the link? I think I sent you a link. I sent you the link for Torres's comments on Fox Business.
Where'd you send it, sir?
I sent it to your Facebook page. I was really surprised that we saw a vendor through the city of New Orleans that had a national conversation about this contract, saying that he was ousted out the French Quarter for $8 million trash deal with the mayor and doesn't, in the contract and how it ended up, and quotes here says, doesn't pass the smell test. And then they put his audio up on their page. This is on Fox News Digital. This is on the Fox Business page, but it's come from Fox News Digital. We played it the other day. I want to play it again today just to get your comments on what you're hearing here, because I think they're a little exaggerated. This is about 6 minutes. Go ahead.
For someone who doesn't own any garbage trucks, has never been in this type of business, doesn't have a record to show that he's operated street sweepers and flushers and garbage trucks. He's a middleman. He's a consultant who subs everything out. And he became very friendly with the mayor because of, from my understanding, the Oliver Thomas, who's running for mayor, who's a council member, has been pushing his cousin, who they said they're cousins, Troy Henry. And that's how Troy Henry stepped into getting multi-million-dollar contracts like the airport, the downtown development district. Now he's trying to take over the French Quarter with the mayor's help. Simple. They said it themselves. The contractor met with the mayor privately. They agreed to do this against all of the mayor's top staff, the sanitation director, the CAO, the deputy CAO. So they're definitely between the mayor and Henry. I don't understand exactly what went on, but the fact that he was able to convince her that he was ready when everyone else that evaluated the process and procedures to start a contract of this size said that he's not ready. And it was alarming that that he would say he was ready. And there's we're going into hurricane season, and there's all kind of other things that cause them to ring the alarm to say he's not prepared, he's not ready. And they told the mayor this. She said she agreed and was going to send a letter to rescind my cancellation. And then she obviously met with Troy Henry, and supposedly they talked that evening, and he convinced her, as she said, to move forward with him for $2.1 million more, when it's less service, and he doesn't have the equipment. He's a consultant that's subbing all this out. It's going to smell just like it smelled before we took it over. It's going to smell like beer, stale beer, urine, puke, all the different things you smell from people that get drunk, walk on the side streets and throw up or use the bathroom on the ground. It's going to go right back to how it was. I mean, he doesn't even have the equipment. So he's leasing from different people. He has zero control, and very little synergies really no synergies to work with, having all different types of equipment and maintenance and fleet staff to be able to do the maintenance. Those are things that are very important. I mean, we run 120 trucks in my company. We've been doing this since 2005. We have a reputation of doing a great job, and we know that there's no way they'll be able to do the job that we're doing and our team is doing. And the French Quarter is in a tricky place right now because tourism is down. A lot of people are moving out of the city, and the city budget's a mess right now. So, at the end of the day, this was a bright spot for the French Quarter and the city of New Orleans and the state. And I think that taking it away is going to be something that people notice. And I think it will affect the economy in the local French Quarter there, because who's going to want to go and eat and smell puke, urine, and dealing with that when they're going to eat or coming out from eating at a restaurant? Nobody wants to deal with that. And that's something that we were able to take care of and deal with. And hopefully the Supreme Court reverses it. She's the lead attorney for the state of Louisiana. I mean, she sees that the citizens are being wronged. She sees that the taxpayers are being wronged. She sees that the state statute is being broken, affected, and it's not being followed as it was intended to be used for emergencies. Like I said, if any mayor can call an emergency in the evening to sign a contract within a few hours, knowing that the council's going to reverse it the next day, and even changing documents and signatures according to the council, they whited out signatures, whited out dates, whiting out the dates. I think not signatures. They whited out the dates. And you can see the line where it was whited out. And then there's emails that the council provided yesterday and today that show that it wasn't signed the day the emergency was there. It was actually signed the following day. So I think this is going to be something that goes on for years to come. And I think there's going to be more investigations from a malfeasance side, from even forging documents and things like that, according to the council and what they're saying. I mean, this can go deeper than just a contract given to the mayor's friend. It can go deeper. It's going to go deeper than that, according to what I'm hearing and all the things that are coming out. While this is, somebody was in a can. There was a homeless person that was in a can one time, and we actually dumped the can in the back of the truck, and we didn't realize it until we heard the person in the back of the truck, and we had to pull over and get the person out. It was a drunk homeless person in a can that was sleeping, and we ended up throwing him in the back of the truck. So that was an interesting thing that we did. Something else that was very interesting is that somebody lost their wedding ring and asked us would we look and find that, and we were able to find it for them, which was a great thing. So there's been interest. People always come to the garbage, whether it's a criminal investigation or somebody getting drunk on Bourbon Street and forgetting or losing something. They always come to us to look for it. It's like finding a needle in a haystack, but we do try to accommodate them whenever that occurs.
All right, there you go. I'll sit and wait for you, because I see it coming on social media already. But what are you saying? 504-582-9422 is the number. 504-582-9422. What you say, A.A. Ron?
What's going on, G, man?
You the man.
Trying to be. First shouts out to the Fatherhood Roundtable as well as the Huey P. Newton Gun Club, Louisiana. I really hope our community is paying attention because, like Troy Henry or not, this is a prime example of racism, white supremacy within our face. And notice, every time when these European people, right, do some mischievous things or been caught doing mischievous things, they always turn and play victim, and they always want to give you a little sob story. Come on, y'all found somebody wedding ring in y'all garbage. Come on, bro. Like, a wedding ring, bro. Come on, man. Like they always, make up these little stories so they can turn victim, and everybody else is the perpetrator. Now he talking about having a meeting with the mayor. Do you remember when we had that snow day down there? Didn't Sydney go into the mayor's office and beg her to give him that snow contract to get the snow out the city?
What was that? $168,000.
Oh, all right. So it's good for him to have a private meeting with the mayor, but it ain't good for nobody else. And you don't even know the things that was discussed inside that meeting. All that is speculation anyway. So anyway, man, this is a prime example on exactly what myself and others be calling here talking about. This is racism, classism, fascism, and everything other kind of ism you can take it and think of and put right here. These people don't give a damn about us. The thing that's crazy to me is that this system, and a lot of us believe in this system, but this system has never done anything that was meaningful to us. Anything that this system has ever given us, it was always tokenism and concessions. The greatest thing that they made that seemed like that was good for our community was what? The COVID shot. Oh, y'all need to come and get this COVID shot because this Johnson is in. Man, come on, man. Remember, these same people dropped the bomb on the MOVE organization in 1985 in Philadelphia. And we're not going to even talk what happened 20 years ago when it came to Hurricane America, a.k.a. Katrina, how they did us on purpose. On purpose. We knew they blew them levees, but like the free agent said, we just don't have the proof. Other than the people that was actually on the ground, they did the same thing for Betsy because they were so. Matter of fact, the president, Bush, did a whole press conference and said, "Oh, New Orleans is back." Had the lights and everything, but me and you, we sitting over here in the dark. But you get on this national press conference. Oh, New Orleans is back. The lights is back on. So I mean, listen, man, it's on us. We already know what they're going to do, and I understand. It's a lot of us that believe in this system. But again, and just like Brother Troy said, all these alphabet organizations ain't none of them reach out to them. But yet, even with some of these black pastors, but yet when Ann Kirkpatrick's job was on the line, who was the first ones you see go run to her defense? Take your hands off my chief. But then fast forward a couple of weeks later when Sheriff Susan Hudson, and I ain't no fan of no police. I ain't gonna lie, I'm not.
I know.
But I've been messing with Susan, and when I say, I'm not saying messing with like no relationship like that. What I'm saying, I've been knowing her since she was the independent police monitor, and that sister has been real since then. You dig? But what I'm saying is that the same energy with those black pastors had for the police chief, they should have came to that sister's defense also, because guess what? If we not the ones standing up for our black women in our black community, why the hell would anybody else take and respect us and stand up for us? So it's things that we have to do. It's a must that we have to do for us. Because, again, these people don't give a damn about us. Remember, Jeff Landry said he didn't have no money to feed our children over the summer, but somehow found $39 million to build a juvenile youth facility. We better wake up, man. We better wake up.
Yeah.
All right, my brother.
All right. Hey, Ron. Thank you, brother.
Peace.
All right. Let's talk to Kim. Kim?
Hey, G, how you doing, man?
Good, brother. How you doing?
I just heard Sidney Torres, and the first thing came to mind was the man born with a silver spoon in his mouth is complaining about somebody not having trucks and not having this and that. You wouldn't have anything if it wasn't for your daddy. You know what I mean? Your daddy's a shop that back there in Chalmette running things. Secondly, as I drive around the city, and I do this for a living, I want to make sure I talk to all the people who live in New Orleans East, because I see so many of our people with these Helena Moreno signs up. It's like, why are we constantly kicking ourselves in the butt? She is part of this gang that's trying to hurt a successful black businessman in this city, Troy Henry is one of the most successful black businessmen in this city. We always talk about business in the East and this and this and this. This man is successful. This man is trying to be crippled, and Helena Moreno is behind it. She's hiding behind the leprechaun. It's her and the leprechaun together doing this to Mr. Henry. And I don't understand our people, how we just hang up these signs and Oliver hasn't done anything in the East. Well, what has Helena done in the East? She's a council person at large. That means she's in charge of the entire city.
Right. Yep.
So when Oliver's trying to get something done, she should be piggybacking on that. Like you said, they all work in their little silos. Well, their job is to help every single councilman.
Yep.
She just sits back and be pretty girl and run for mayor, and we fall for it because we got this concept that white is right, black get back, and I just don't understand our people.
Yeah.
I just don't understand our people. You're watching, you're listening to this woman cripple Troy Henry, break the home rule charter, and you're gonna vote for mayor.
Yep.
So you vote, you know.
Gonna be interesting to see what's happening during this election season. So we'll see.
I hope the people in these heard me. I hope so.
All right, Kim. Thank you, my brother.
All right, man.
Appreciate
Bye.
you. Tony, hold on. We got to take a break. We're going to come back next.
AURN News.
I'm Ebony McMorris. The Senate has confirmed former Trump lawyer Emil Bovee to the Third Circuit Court of Appeals in a narrow 50-49 vote. Despite whistleblower allegations, he encouraged the Department of Justice attorneys to defy court orders and mislead Congress. A federal judge is now expected to rule on whether Bovee violated the privacy and internal DOJ policy when he pushed to access and weaponize sensitive immigration data, according to court documents. Bovee also came under fire for dismissing a public corruption case against New York City Mayor Eric Adams, a move that led to resignation of several federal prosecutors. Legal experts and over 900 former DOJ attorneys have raised concerns about Bovee's nomination, calling it a threat to judicial integrity. Bovee will now serve for life on a court that rules on key issues like immigration, voting rights, and public corruption, cases that disproportionately affect Black and brown communities. For AURN News, I'm Ebony McMorris.
That's right. It's party time each and every Sunday night at 7 p.m. on WBOK. It's the Throwback Throwdown with DJ Wick as he brings you the best in old school from the 70s, 80s, 90s, and the early 2Ks. Plus, the party goes to another level at 9 p.m. with the Throwback Throwdown Party Mix to round out the night. It's the Throwback Throwdown Sunday nights at 7 p.m. on WBOK and on the World Wide Web at WBOK1230.com.
Tune in to The Monitor's Mic, where we talk about oversight, policing, and you. Hosted by the Office of Independent Police Monitor, we're here to shine a light on policing issues that matter, from real-time policing updates to in-depth interviews. Every Friday at noon on WBOK.
Got unpaid parking or camera tickets in New Orleans? Here's some good news. Through August 31st, you can take care of them without paying late fees. That's money back in your pocket. Just go to NOLA.gov/no late fees to see what you owe. You can pay all at once or sign up for a payment plan and break it into monthly payments at no extra cost. That's NOLA.gov/no late fees. NOLA.gov/no late fees. Don't miss out. This offer ends August 31st.
For 35 years, Michelle Woodfork got up every morning and put on a badge to protect and serve our families and community. While on the NOPD, Michelle Woodfork earned a master's degree in criminal justice with a focus on law enforcement and was promoted all the way to chief of police. As chief, she reduced crime and increased recruitment. Michelle Woodfork is a law enforcement expert, and that's exactly what we need in our sheriff's office. As sheriff, Michelle Woodfork will ensure that our jail is safe, secure, and sanitary, that we treat substance abuse and improve mental health services while focusing on re-entry. And as our next sheriff, she will ensure that no one will escape from custody. Our jail needs a proven law enforcement professional, and that's former Chief Michelle Woodfork.
This is Michelle Woodfork, asking for your vote for Orleans Parish Sheriff. Thank you.
Michelle Woodfork for sheriff. Proven, prepared, the right choice.
Paid for by Michelle Woodfork for sheriff.
The National World War II Museum,
located in the Warehouse District of New Orleans. The National World War II Museum tells the story of America's experience in the war that changed the world, why it was fought, how it was won, and what it means today. Visit them online at www.nationalww2museum.org for time tickets and safety information.
Join me, Dr. Jaquil Ross of New Schools for New Orleans for Talk That, NOLA Education. This Monday, we'll be joined by Mardell Early, Mervyn Jackson, and Danielle Allen as they share their stories about educators making all the difference in our schools. Be sure to tune in Monday at 12:30 p.m. on 12:30 a.m.
WBOK. Listen now on WBOK1230.com.
Here we go. The reality check on WBOK 1230 AM.
All right, folks. Let me see. Tony, are you still with me?
Yes, I'm still with you, Jay. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I got you. How you doing?
I'm doing fine, friend. Friend. This verdict that came down from the Supreme Court, of course, is no surprise to any of us, and it's just extremely disappointing. You know what I'm saying? They continue this trend time after time. I wanted to say about that French Water Management Agency or whatever district that they just came online in June or July and gave them the authority to appoint their own trash hauler.
Mm-hmm.
They should pay for their own. They're wanting to use city funds. Right? Well, who's paying for that? So the city is going to pay for you all to have your own special trash hauler. I mean, we can't do that in the other New Orleans. So the city is going to be stuck paying their trash bill of somebody that they hired. It's crazy.
I don't know what, I'm a little lost. I don't know. I'm just like, either way you come up with something, it seems to me there's always a way that somebody can come back and try to fix it. We keep fixing things around here that aren't supposed to be broke. And
exactly right. Absolutely.
After you keep fixing them, after a while, folks stop believing in them.
Exactly. That's exactly right. You all see the social media storm that's going on around all this stuff, especially from all these outside of the city and stuff like that. You try to influence everything, like Newell Norman and the other posses around the greater New Orleans area. It's crazy, So disappointed. I wish the best for Mr. Henry and his company.
I'm thrown back by it, but I can only go back because look, at the end of the day, this ain't my contract. This is a contract that I was seeing that he was very proud of, and they put together a great presentation. That presentation in itself is something that I know that he was proud of. So it is what it is.
Yeah, and and he followed the rules and everything else.
Followed all the rules by the letter of the law.
They changed the rules.
Yep.
Yeah, they changed the rules when it comes to art.
Changed the rules as they went. So
as they go and everything, they try to justify.
Yeah. All right, Tony. I know there's
Thank
more
you,
to come.
friend.
There's more to come, so we'll find out. Thank you, my brother.
Thank you.
Talk to you later.
Bye-bye.
All right, y'all. That's going to wrap it up for me. I appreciate everybody for being a part of the conversation on today. We'll be back on tomorrow. We'll never know what's going to go on tomorrow as well. Whatever y'all do safely and carefully is the way we want you to do it. And stay tuned. Arnie and Carrie coming up next to take you to the nighttime. And hopefully you get some conversation out of that one, too. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Whatever you do safely and carefully is the way we want you to do it.